Yeah.
Yeah. Well, friends, if you like the dulcet tones I had when I had the podcast with Travis, we're back at that voice level after I taught a class for 2 days again. I've decided maybe this isn't the best time to record a podcast immediately after talking for like 18 hours over 2 previous days, but you're getting that voice, and it's a very excited voice because here we are on Man and Wolf, Cap Wolf, part 2 of 6.
It's such a funny title, Man and Wolf.
Well, you know, there's a man
and a wolf,
and a fake Lobo,
and a Wolverine,
and Castle Wolfenstein.
Inside you, there's 2 men and 2 wolves. Which one will you be?
Now, is Castle Wolfenstein, that was just German Nazis, right?
You were fighting against them, yes.
So,
you were like...
yeah. So Castle Wolfenstein would be like, it'd be like Red Skull Wolf.
Yeah, so if like Cap was like...
Wolf Skull.
If Cap was back in Germany, and he was in a covert mission, and he was running through a castle full of Nazi werewolves, and he was fighting them.
He would fight Wolf Skull.
He would fight Wolf Skull at the end.
Would fight Cap Wolf.
Now that's a video game I would play. That's actually pretty cool. He'd be throwing the shield, and he's like, pow, pow, just throwing it around and stuff like that. And then all of a sudden...
He'd be growling at people?
No, well, I mean, he's not a wolf. I mean, unless he was a wolf. Would he be... Well, because would he be a werewolf fighting Nazis, or would he be fighting werewolf Nazis?
I don't know, but we were promised Cap Wolf, and I'm 2 issues in, and I've seen none of this Cap Wolf thing.
Well, maybe we haven't got there yet. I mean, don't...
Well, it's too far. It's already...
Your expectations are, I need a Captain Werewolf, or a Werewolf Cap, or a Cap Wolf.
Yes, that's what I was expecting. We were supposed to be covering the Cap Wolf stories, and this so far is... shitty fake Lobo, Wolverine lurking in the background,
which is also another
being
fake
completely
Lobo.
Incompetent. No, that's fake Timberwolf.
Oh, fake Timberwolf, and then who is kind of fake Lobo.
It's like Dave Cockrum's Timberwolf, but not. Well, anyway, but it's clearly John Byrne. So, but really was created by Len Wein. So. With none of those creators, but I think the argument is that Dave Cockrum probably did the art, and then John Byrne gets all the credit because, you know, I don't know. Anyway, and here we go. All right, so we're gonna start mowing the lawn right outside.
Oh,
in the middle of the podcast.
You're gonna have the lawn being mowed. I'm having the neighbors are getting stuff dropped off.
In fact, they started to just start with my lawn today instead of the neighbor's lawn, which is always nice. 2 hours late. It's inevitable if Greg and I try to record a podcast on a Friday day of the week, which this is, but not the Friday that you're hearing this, because you'll be hearing this on a Wednesday. But inevitably, the lawn people will show up, even though they've been coming on Thursdays for the last few months. But if I do something on Friday, then that's when they show up, because
they know. They know.
And honestly, if you listen to Jim Cornette's podcast with Brian Last, this happens on their podcast too all the time. Like Brian Last lawn guys will show up. So what I think that means is we have now, I mean, they have like millions of listeners. So I think that just means we are now in that state where we are so respected that the lawn people know and want to be on the podcast, so millions of listeners can hear them.
Yeah, we are one with them. Yes,
we have ascended.
Yes, we have ascended. We have ascended. Powerful podcasting gods on their shoulders. That we are.
That's right.
No, we are not the gods. We are on the shoulders of them. Of those.
Of the gods.
Yeah. We are. But specks, and we are excited to be there, because to be specks upon those shoulders only means that soon we will become part of them. I don't know. I don't know how it all works.
Yeah.
We're ascending. you're on the shoulders, you're higher than
in T
everybody else.
minus like 20 seconds, the dogs are going to come let me know that there are people outside too.
People.
So yeah. Well, anyway, when we are looking at, I don't even know what I'm transitioning to here. You know, if you ever wanted to find our podcast, hypothetically, but find some other awesome podcasts too, that are kind of restarting up, like something about spandex and something. Speaking of wrestling, you could go to project-nerd.com
and find podcasts there, all on their website and on their Facebooks and Instagrams.
No, that's not true.
That's not true? You can't find anything there? If you go to
project-nerd.com, you can find
skateboards and t-shirts.
The latest, of course, and podcasts and things like that. Yeah. If you go to project-nerd on Facebook, you will find the latest in how Jack Black can fight dinosaurs.
Oh my gosh, Jack Black, Dinosaur Slayer.
Oh, no, that doesn't say dinosaurs. That says Dionysus.
Oh,
is that different?
Yes. He's not a dinosaur slayer. He's actually just a Greek god. He came back.
He fights Wonder Woman?
No, well, I mean, does he fight Wonder Woman, or does he just come back to hang out and party? I feel
like Dionysus fights Wonder Woman at some point.
Do you think so? Listeners, let us know. Do you think Dionysus, the Greek god of partying? Partying, yeah.
Yes, I know. Like Dionysus, the Greek god of partying, at least was plotting against Wonder Woman at one point.
Because Wonder Woman doesn't.
I remember reading it.
Party anymore. She's like, I don't like to party. I don't want to.
Either that or Dionysus was Wonder Woman's friend. I'm having a hard time remembering. It's hard to keep track of all these Greek gods.
Oh man.
Yeah.
So much to keep track of, but not enough to.
Now I'm not wrong.
Dionysus
Screen Rant says the 15 times Wonder Woman had to fight a god, because it's a Screen Rant article. So if it's a CBR or Screen Rant article,
it's got to be,
everything has to be the top 5, 15, 5, 10, because
99.
they don't really have any inventive imagination at all. All they do is follow trends on the internet. So like every article title has to be that. I remember her fighting Strife. Deimos, Hercules, Grail. Apparently she fought Donna Troy, though I don't know how Donna Troy was a Greek god, but I do remember reading that story. It obviously left a big impression on me, because I always thought that you should keep fucking with Donna Troy's character and changing it over and over and over again. Do you remember when Donna Troy was like married with a kid, and then like off panel the kid and the husband just were dead?
They disappeared. They became disappeared, quote unquote.
Yeah. Wonder Woman versus Darkseid. I don't think Darkseid is a Greek god.
I don't think so either.
I don't see anything. Maybe Dionysus was her buddy in one of the stories against like Strife or something. I think that's it. It may be in the Azzarello run. Hell, I don't know what I'm talking about. I just am saying words.
I thought Wonder Woman and Dionysus went to Ibiza for a long weekend, had a good time.
No, I was right. It was this firstborn storyline. It's literally the first thing on here. Yeah, in the end, Wonder Woman had to kill Ares to stop the firstborn from killing them all. This is the moment made Diana the god of war, and even more disgusted with the necessity of killing. Firstborn then kidnapped Apollo. Was kidnapped by Apollo and Dionysus, who cooked his flanks and then mocked him. So Dionysus cooked. Oh, so technically Dionysus cooked an enemy of Wonder Woman.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. Was that in the Perez books?
No. That was later. I think that might have been, I don't want to attribute it to Gale when it's not, but it was either Simone or Azzarello, I think. Of course, this well-written article on Screen Rant doesn't attribute any of these storylines to the creators that created them.
Here's the bigger question for you.
Because that would interfere with their word count in their top 15s if they actually told you the creators of things.
Well, here's my question, because I want to know, as you're looking at the Screen Rant right now, how many pop-up ads. I was going to ask how many pop-up ads were on there.
None, because I have a pop-up blocker, and I'm also...
I was going to say, I was like, I just want to know how many videos came up and how many pop-ups and other things like that. No,
I have like DuckDuckGo privacy installed and an ad blocker.
See,
so yeah,
that's what you need, people. You need things like that to stop things like this. Hello, how's it going? You need to click this if you want to get that. Or... have you ever seen one of these before? No, you haven't, so why don't you click this?
If you'd like cooked human god flank steaks, please contact Dionysus Industries. We'll send them to your door hourly.
Hourly?
In fact, yeah. I saw, in fact, on project-nerd.com, I saw an advertisement just for that.
Wow.
Dionysus flank steaks. Yeah.
Jack Black will send them back.
Yeah. It's kind of like Butcher Box, except it comes hourly, and you have to eat it all.
It sounds like it harkens back to the Jack Black movie with Ben Stiller, where they make the poop disappear with a spray, and then they have that spray stuff that makes the dog poo go away, and then it's like the whole entire thing. It's like, it's like they were best friends and they make the thing go away, and it's like, but then
you're sort of hurting my soul right now because there are so many amazing Jack Black movies, and that's the one you picked.
Yes.
Thanks. I had forgotten, I think, that one. I'd mostly because Ben Stiller is in it, and he's, probably the most hideous, terrible, like, waste of screen time ever made.
Are you? Wait, no.
No, his dad is fantastic.
True. But you have to admit, the movie where he's like a detective in Portland, fantastic, great.
I mean, he's iconic for having cum in his hair.
Deep cut, something about Mary. Wow.
It's not a deep cut. It's like a huge part of the fucking movie.
I say deep cut because, like, I totally forgot about that movie. Yeah, I blocked that whole thing out.
Things that turn me off from... Well, anyway, okay. Yeah, reasons I don't like Ben Stiller, number 15.
Wow! But give me 5 more.
Yeah.
Click the list.
You know what? One, he is the most average-speaking, average-looking actor in Hollywood. Number 2, he has no humorous moments at all. Everything is written for him, right? Like, he doesn't, like, do jokes. Like, it has to be everything funny around him. 3, we're counting down. His sight gags are usually terrible, right? Like, he has to create completely on, like, basically physical comedy at that point because he's just inherently not funny. 2, in Mystery Men, Paul Rubens was the only thing good in the entire movie. Like, somebody just walking around getting angry all the time. If I want to see that, I can just hang out with myself, right? Like, I don't have to do that.
Yes.
And number 1, I think, like, anything Ben Stiller can do, I can do better. And if I can do something better than somebody that's, like, being paid millions of dollars, I just don't, like, think that's great. His dad is amazing.
Wow. That was a rant.
I don't like him.
Oh, Dan. Well,
I mean, Mr. Stiller, if you want to come on the show and defend yourself, and
we'll have you on.
If you want to do issue 3 of Man and Wolf with us and outshine us, because obviously you're probably funnier than me. I just haven't never seen it.
Open invitation to Mr. Stiller. Please come on the show. Talk about Man and Wolf.
Something About Mary is one of the worst movies ever made.
I remember watching that at when the South Hill Mall opened the new movie theater. Remember when that movie theater was brand new? No. Oh my gosh. Well, you had already moved away from the area. You had moved to the south. To the south! And I had come up from Longview to hang out with some friends from high school. And they're like, we're going to go to the new movie theater. And we went and saw that movie was playing for the first time. And I literally blocked the whole thing out.
Yeah, well, in all the Fokker movies and all that, it's like, it's just so dumb. Everything he's in has to be a pun on something sex or something stupid, just to be like,
Dodgeball,
basically,
I know,
like,
dodgeball.
Okay, so you're hitting hard here. All right, so I think even Dodgeball, which is a movie I love, one, he is a character that everyone hates, right? Yeah. And it still holds up to my top 5. Like, every funny part for him is a sight gag.
Yeah.
That could have been done by anybody. Like, anybody could be sitting, being electrocuted on their nads while trying to eat pizza, right? Like, I mean, like, literally anybody could do that. Anybody could get in a suit with a cod piece and walk around, right? Like, again, it's just, like, it was a great movie, but it's not a great movie because of him.
Fair.
And any person could have played... I shouldn't say any person could have played that part, but, like, it's all physical comedy, right? Like, I mean, and it's just, like, not... And again, I guess we need a physical comedian in each generation, so maybe that's just it.
Carrot Top. No, Carrot Top's not a physical comedian. I mean, he's very physically fit.
Yeah, he's a physical... he's
very physically fit. He's a sight gag comedian.
Yeah, I mean... Yeah, like, I mean, things. Right.
He's the chairman of the board.
You can't have a Lucille Ball and a Penny Marshall in every generation, yeah. Right? So then, like, obviously when you have, and by the way, if you don't know that Penny Marshall was a great physical comedian, just go back and watch episodes of Laverne and Shirley. Like, she was literally the next generation Lucille Ball before she went on to direct so many amazing movies, like A League of Their Own. Right. And so people know her as a director, but they underestimate, like, her comedic ability, which was amazing. In fact, very similar career as Lucille Ball, in the sense that where Penny Marshall actually was directing, and I think Lucille Ball was more producing, right? Yeah. And then Penny Marshall went on to producing as well. Correct. But it's a very similar career path in the sense you had these great two comedians that were amazing at physical comedy that could map out a story and tell it. Where are the great Ben Stiller joint directed movies to show his prowess?
Ben Stiller, come on the show. Tell us what you know.
I don't know. Maybe I'll have to look this up. But listeners, if you want to prove me wrong, like, that's fine. I don't know how we got on a Ben Stiller rant here.
Because we were talking about Jack Black and
he's directed a whole bunch of things. I'm about to look it up now.
We were talking about Jack Black, and then I brought up the Jack Black Ben Stiller movie.
Okay, you know what? I'm about to back down a little bit.
That's why I'm not saying anything.
He directed Tropic Thunder.
Yeah. Which
he directed Tropic Thunder.
It's fantastic.
Okay. Yeah. Well, again. Okay, you know what? I have to give him credit for that one. Yeah, I mean, he did have Jack Black and Robert Downey Jr. to work off of, right? So it's also got one of the most racist sight gags ever in any movie.
And Tom Cruise being the best Tom Cruise.
Yeah, so you know what? Oh, shit.
What'd you find? Tell the people.
Ben Stiller directed The Cable Guy.
Uh-huh.
Okay. However, well, The Secret Life of Walter Mitty, which is shit.
Oh my gosh! If you haven't seen that movie, it's a delightful film. It's a delightful film.
What? There's nothing in here for me. It's Ben Stiller, Kristen Wiig, and John Daly. Like, no, thank you. Okay. He directed Reality Bites, which I didn't like that.
Didn't like it?
No, I'm sorry.
What, you didn't like how real it was? How you could use your gas card to fill up people's tanks and then.
Yeah, I don't know. I probably didn't even watch it at the time. Yeah, it's 94 too. I was, like, busy.
I think it was
and
just
had no money.
It hit just a titch older than we were at the time. But when you watch it now,
and of course he directed Zoolander and Zoolander 2, which are pieces of shit.
Wow.
So.
Wow. Classic films.
Yeah, I've probably got to back off on Ben Stiller though. I guess. It makes my skin crawl when I see him in things so often, unless like in Tropic Thunder or a Dodgeball, where he's not like the main, right? Or he's not the main. I don't know. He is the main in Tropic Thunder though. Okay, I give him Tropic Thunder.
There was I'll have to find it and I'll send it to you. You'll be pleasantly surprised.
I'll give him Tropic Thunder. It's fine.
All right. Sorry for taking you down that road. That wasn't my intent. All I said was we were talking Jack Black.
Well, it's going to be much more entertaining content watching me backtrack on my hatred of Ben Stiller than it is going to cover this book. Well, so we could probably whip through this shitty book.
It's so funny because you were just like we were talking. We were doing the intro about Project Nerd and how the whole Jack Black thing.
Project
Nerd. Sorry. Project Nerd. That's like when you have an underscore in your email address and people keep sending in your email to the wrong email, and then you're like, it's underscore. Yeah. It's not me underscore 20 at hotmail.com. And then now I'm gonna get all these emails to like this old dead email address that I haven't used since college.
Yeah. Well, good for Ben Stiller. Yep. Good for Ben Stiller. Okay, well, yeah.
Yeah.
I know sold your joke too,
I know.
And I'm sorry. I'm trying to get us back to the comic now because
we got to get. It's a long way to get to the City of Wolves, but we'll get there. It's a giant trek, but I'm pretty sure that fake Lobo can get us there on their speeder bike. What is that noise? Jeez, Dan, what is that noise?
Well, you see, people decided to mow my lawn.
Wow, that's all I can hear.
And then the dogs now want to let me know that somebody's mowing the lawn.
Man, it's like worse than when my fan's kicking in on the computer.
Well, Greg, why don't you talk about the cover for a minute?
I will. I will tell you all about this fantastic cover that I'm going to tell you about. I made Dan angry, everybody. We got this amazing cover with the Moon Hunter and Cap. It's Cap versus the malevolent Moon Hunter on the Moon Hunter mobile. I don't even know what to call it. It's like their hover bike thing. And, it's part 2 of 6. That means that there's 4 more books that we're going to be covering, which Dan is so excited about covering in this series. We are at issue 403. It's late July. So, the moon is high in the sky. And we got guest starring Wolverine. That is right, Wolverine here on the lower cover, or the lower bottom right-hand side of the cover. If I have my L's on one side, and that's where we got Cap on the top, and then we got my not L, my backwards L on my other hand. I know that's where the Wolverine is living.
And we have some more of this amazing Levins art, too.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. And you forgot to tell the listeners that these Captain America books were so amazing, we got them twice a month.
2 times, everybody. And, I don't, that's 1 time too many. 2 times too many. It's 2 times too many.
Well, you were buying them, so you were telling them that we wanted more of this.
I was buying them. Yes, we got them. We got them because they kept giving us more and more because I was buying them. Oh boy,
it's your fault.
My fault.
Singularly.
All my fault. Singularly. Yes.
Well, we flip the page, and we have Steve Rogers, born in the USA, raised to cherish the ideals of democracy, endowed with a superhuman physique. When I see the words endowed with,
yes,
in general, I don't expect the words a superhuman physique to come after that.
Yes.
Like endowed with courage.
Endowed with courage.
Or endowed with...
Humor.
Yeah, endowed with amazing calves. I don't know, like...
Endowed with...
But something there, yeah.
Amazing kneecaps.
Yeah. And then driven to be the most capable combatant in the world, now as both lone crusader and leader of the renowned Avengers, he fights an ongoing battle for liberty, justice, and the American dream.
Captain America!
Yeah.
City of Wolves, can you hear the barking in the background? Yes, you can!
Yeah, we're ready.
Dogs, what's up? Whoop, whoop! I know the dogs are excited because it's City of Wolves time, and they want to get there with the Moon Hunter. They want to go. They're like, Moon Hunter, take us away, because they're like they don't want to be dragged away like the wolf that just got roped up.
Well, we pick up where we did last issue with the Moon Hunter strangling and trying to hang a werewolf. Yeah. We've got, which I understand are not the main ways you kill werewolves. In fact, I understood you killed them with silver bullets and shit. Okay. Well, anyway, we learned all about John Jameson again. John Jameson's missing. There were some werewolf murders. We get a little recap here. Definitely needed a big recap because it comes out twice a week, but it's good for them to catch people up. It also lets us know that Mark Gruenwald is still the writer. Rick Levins is still and they're the were writer and were penciler. Now, I wish that were true, which would mean that they could only write and draw after dark. And then that would mean if we were going to put out this many books, they'd have to get another writer and artist to do more of them, but they didn't. So I don't think these things are true.
They could only do it during a full moon, so that's even harder.
Yeah. Well, Danny Bulanadi is the were inker. Joe Rosen is the were letterer. Gina Going is the were colorist. Ralph Macchio is the shitty were editor who never gives us any editorial notes at all. And Tom DeFalco was editor in chief.
So what does that mean? He's not editor in chief anymore? Dun dun dun.
I don't know. I mean, that could be true. We'll have to wait till the next episode. I mean, he's too busy cloning Spider-Man, so.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I mean that was a big process.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. I mean, it's a thing. It's a whole entire thing. You gotta get through and figure out. So, boom, boom.
Yeah, I gotta look up who even wrote that. I gotta make sure I'm right. But anyway,
who wrote it? It was him.
I don't think he wrote it. Wasn't he just the editor, or was it actually him? No, it was him.
It was him.
Yeah.
It came from his mind.
That's not wrong.
It was his mind, baby.
I was not wrong. You know, there's sometimes I'm not wrong.
Yeah.
And this is one of them.
Well, I mean, for the first 20 minutes of the podcast, you were right. You were wrong. But this time you were right.
That is not true. That is not true.
I don't know, listeners. You chime in later and tell us if Dan was right or wrong.
Technically, I was correct because... No, technically I was correct because I said... that Lucille Ball started out as a physical comedian and then went on to produce
that
movies.
Was right, but I mean the whole entire thing.
I said, hang on. Now, stop. I said that Penny Marshall started out as a physical comedian and actress and went on to direct and then produce movies.
Yeah, that is correct too. But
and I said that Ben Stiller did not do that, and in fact, I was correct because Ben Stiller started out directing movies and then went on to act in them. And then went back to directing and acting in them. So his career was actually backwards of them because he was directing movies all the way back in 1994. So I was technically correct. So if you want to argue with that, that's fine, but you would be wrong because I'm looking at the dates right here. So his career, in fact, did not go in the same pattern as Lucille Ball and Penny Marshall, which was the point I was making.
I don't think that was the point.
I may have been wrong about some of the...
I don't think that was technically the point.
I may have been wrong about some of the fine points. I may have been wrong about some of the fine points there.
I don't think that was the technical point you were making at first. I think you pivoted to the point when you realized there was no point you could make at that point that you were making the point you're trying to make.
Yeah,
and now
that's just where you're wrong.
You made is the point that you're making.
So no, the point was I was technically correct. Whether you want, what are we, a court on intent now? Like, are you prosecuting me on intent?
I'm
like
looking at
Captain America is prosecuting the moon, whatever the guy, fake Lobo, shitty Lobo,
moonbeam catcher.
Yeah,
moonbeam catcher.
You know, it's like I love the fact that we have shitty Lobo and shitty Bane in the same issue.
Yeah, again. I love that. Yeah. That is pretty cool. It's like it's a twofer. It's nice.
Even though Bane came later, but this is definitely shitty Lobo.
Well, they're both very not good.
Well, anyway,
but that hair,
we get Captain America. Well, again, we go to page 2, and Captain America say, "Who in the world?" And we agree. Who in the world is this?
Who is this?
Like somebody thought this. You know what it is? It's dead. Pool Lobo.
Deadpool.
Dead Lobo. Dead Lobo pool.
It's a nice cross pollination of the two.
What if the Silver Surfer was a badass space? What if the Silver Surfer was a badass space biker?
Oh, yeah.
Who was stranded on Earth, and his space bike was stranded on Earth, and then he decided to capture werewolves.
I like it. Make a comic about it. Call it Man Wolf Catcher.
Yeah,
Moonbeam.
Man and Wolf.
Man and Wolf Moonbeamer.
Catcher. What if he's Man and Wolf Catcher?
Man and Wolf Catcher, Moonbeamer, and one of your weapons is a brass knuckle with pointy things.
Well, the important things that happen in the next couple of pages is the moonbeam, moon sunshine, moon zappa captures the werewolf,
Moon Hunter,
and then Hunter Moon. Okay,
Hunter's Moon, Moon Hunter.
So,
Moon
Hunter Moon. I think it's like Hunter Moon. He was definitely like a baby of the 90s when all that Hunter, everybody's name was Hunter. Hunter Moon. I had all the hunters in colleges later. Yeah, it's good. Yeah.
All the hunters, all the moons.
All the hunters. Not so many of the moons, just the hunters.
Okay, so Soleil Moon Fry, Punky Brewster.
I do think Hunter Moon is a better name than Moon Hunter.
Hunter Moon Fry.
Yeah. It's a little bit less in your face, It's a little bit more subtle. He's a hunter, and it's in the moon time, as opposed to it's a moon and then he hunter. Or if he is Moon Hunter, does that mean he searches the world for people who are dropping their trousers and showing their backsides?
I'm looking for moons.
Or is he just looking in the sky all the time? Like,
where's the moon? I don't see the moon.
I mean, maybe they should just call him Werewolf Hunter, because that's what he does, or Wolf Hunter.
Well, I mean, that's too on the nose.
He doesn't physically hunt moons.
That's so on the nose, though. Werewolf Hunter.
Well, I mean, his name sucks already, so why not go with a name that's
Moon
on
Hunter. I mean, Moon Hunter. Well, it sounds cool though. It's like you hunt.
Well, Captain America goes in back and finds shitty Doctor.
Yeah. Doctor Weirdo.
Shitty Doctor Strange.
We call him Doctor Weirdo.
we have so many off-brand. We have shitty Lobo. We have shitty Bane. We have shitty Doctor Strange. GoBots Doctor Strange.
It's like,
that's what I said.
Like when you go to the Dollar Tree, and you're getting all like the off-brand items. And you're like, oh hey, it's
the best is if you get the. What is the Scrub Daddy?
Yeah.
You get like the off-brand Scrub Daddy.
Oh,
right.
It's
where the holes are somewhere else instead of the eyes. I don't need to think about that.
Yeah. Okay.
Just hold it right here, and you can scrub your dishes.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's shaped like an eggplant or something, or no, it's shaped like peaches.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, just
Interesting.
Hold. It's peach shaped, and then there's a hole right somewhere that you can hold, just like the Scrub Daddy eyes.
But it's not.
Yeah. Well, you got to have a hole in there to hold it, otherwise it's not really a Scrub Daddy.
You don't need two fingers; you need one. Maybe.
Yeah. It keeps it simpler. Yeah, it's the dollar store version. They couldn't afford to make two holes in it. So yeah, I mean, it's just There's a lot of dime store things. Yeah. Well, we'll have to call them dollar store. We're way past dime stores. And now the dollar store isn't even a dollar store, right? Like it's
store.
like
it's gonna be the $5 store in a couple of years, or if they're still around.
What's the Japanese dollar store
Daiso?
that you and Ann took me to? Daiso. Yeah.
But they're.
I think everything I bought from Daiso was trash except for like one thing. I'm trying to remember what it was. I think it was I bought some like wall sticker cats or something.
Yeah.
Gave them to my roommate, not Paul. Not Jiu-Jitsu lawyer Paul. He did not want wall sticky cats. I don't need
wall sticky cats.
But yeah, I mean, well, anyway, the druid is taking a short rest.
Yes.
And then Daddy Moon.
Yeah, Moon Daddy
takes the werewolf. Yeah. Moon Daddy
Daddy
takes the werewolf.
Got the werewolf riding on the back. The sky bike.
Yeah, and then Captain America decides to fly his shitty sky bike after him. I hate the sky bike. It's so stupid.
But they're having like a whole sky biker moment. You know, it's like, hey man,
why can't he just ride a motorcycle like he did in the 70s?
Yeah, it's true, but I mean, it's they're in the future, man. They're riding.
They're not in the future. It's 1982. Well,
Dan, they're in the future of their future from.
Well,
then.
How does his sky bike stay in the sky? Like, I don't understand still.
Magnets, man, and it's magical.
Oh God! Now we're back to I think we had this discussion before with the magnets. Yeah, I'm not giving that rap group any more airplay on my podcast.
Okay, so you know how he does it? I'll tell you. He uses. I've seen this in the back of comics.
And I say the words rap group loosely. Sorry, I just want to add that in.
I understand. I've seen this in the comic books before. He gets a couple of vacuum cleaners. And he hooks them all up. And with the vacuum cleaners blowing at the same time, at the same rate, it creates...
No, we read that story that Ann Nesenti wrote. Like, Daredevil and him went and found that guy who made the car, and then they lost all that technology. But he had the sky thing before that. Like, it
runs on harmony, man.
Well, we get some amazing SOT dialogue here as Shitty Lobo sneaks behind Captain America and shoots toward him. And while he's doing it, he says, "Right up your tailpipe, shield thrower." Like, why does he call him shield thrower? Like, is that Captain... Have you ever seen... I mean, I don't read a lot of Captain America comic books, so you're going to have to let me know. Is that a normal thing that villains call him?
Well, he throws his shield, man. Cap throws his shield. That's what he does. His shield. He throws it like a giant frisbee.
So flip to the next page and let's talk about this fantastic art as Captain America is flying out of the sky and trying to grab Moon Daddy's
sky cycle, sky bike,
his bike, his Lobo bike. So let's look at he's holding the shield, the back of the shield. Does that not look like the jankiest piece of garbage you've ever seen?
It looks like what I see at conventions all the time.
There we go. Perfect. That's, you know what? Yeah, I can't even top that. So, anyway, Captain America tries to hit him and tell him he owes him a new sky cycle.
You owe me a new sky cycle, you jerk.
and then for the next page, Papa Moon talks about everything on his body that is padded.
Good thing I'm padded.
I have a padded mask. Good thing I'm padded elsewhere.
Yeah, I'm so padded up. You can't hurt me.
Sorry. My mug ain't all that's padded. So what are you packing down there, buddy? Okay. So, now we know.
Got a soft pack?
Yeah, apparently he had to stuff some tissues down there, right? He's definitely not Lobo now. We know he's shitty Lobo now. I don't think the main man is padding down there,
Because Moon Daddy is definitely wanting to, show.
Think about this.
Yeah.
There is somebody out in the world where Moon Hunter is their favorite villain in all of Captain America comics.
Whoa.
Wait. Does he have, like, razor wire hair?
Maybe. It does look like it does look like it's hair of maybe not razor wire, but definitely like
barbed wire hair. Do you think that he pads his hair?
Maybe. I don't know.
He definitely has padded shoulders, so he's in trend. And he has pockets. Well, anyway, he manages to knock Captain America off the bike, and he falls down and goes boom. And the end of the story,
no.
Captain America's dead. And we don't have to read anymore.
Oh, no!
Yeah. So, then we get welcome to Starksboro sign, population, a nice place to live, population 932, and Wolverine is inconspicuously hiding under the sign. Wolverine sort of hides like my dog does.
You can't see me.
Like, right? Yeah, you can't see me.
Like I can't see your dog right now.
My dog did something. No, my dog went hunting and actually did something really bad.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Did it?
Well, I mean, she was fine.
Oh,
well, anyway.
No. Oh, no.
So she was doing some backyard hunting yesterday. I was not home. Yeah. So anyway.
Yeah.
Well, she is a bird and game dog.
Yeah. And, got something.
It's not a bird or game, at least. Oh. So anyway.
Poor.
And she's little. She can get places.
Another lady walking down the street. Her walker. I'm just joking. Oh no.
Well, maybe she got some of this werewolf blood in her. I don't know.
No. Now you're gonna have Moonbeam coming to your house.
Well, Moon Daddy comes back with his cycle, and he tells Gary and Mike to fuel it up and check out the throttle.
Yeah.
And Gary and Mike go rah rah rah, and then kind of like was going on at my house earlier. And then we get inside, and some lady is working on a different werewolf. Mm-hmm. And they bring another lady werewolf back, and they're like, we didn't recognize this one. They're like, okay, bring that one here. And then, because we need to have parallel scenes, Mr. Dunphy, the wrestler guy, is just on a thing at Avengers Mansion, I guess, or Captain America Mansion. I guess Avengers Mansion, probably. Avengers headquarters now. Okay. And Jarvis just walks in right in the middle of his doctor's appointment, which violates all sorts of federal law.
Yeah, but I mean, then again, maybe it's okay. Maybe he was invited.
And then they have this talk about what happened to the wrestler guy when he was in the Arctic waters. Did that affect his brain? Did he have amnesia? I don't know.
Could have.
Also, I would just say, too, the whole thing that's disrupted our podcast today, the lawn people came, when it's pouring down rain, which is always another good time to mow the lawn.
Yeah.
So it probably shouldn't have happened at all. But anyway, we've got some great things happening. Jarvis is like, man, I wonder if Captain America is going to insist that we take care of this guy forever. Wow, Jarvis, what a dick.
Oh. Jarvis.
Okay, my bad. He should have quit way back during Streets of Poison. Or not Streets of Poison, that was, during when Tony was drunk, during
that
Demon in a Bottle. Jarvis could have left and had Jarvis could have left and had a whole amazing career,
Had a whole amazing life. He could take that, take his, he had all that money that was coming.
Well, he must have had some really good stock options from Stark Industries, and he sold his stock, remember?
Yeah.
So
well, he had to sell the stock because his mom, or his parent,
was
right, ailing, so it wasn't.
So Tony is just an asshole and doesn't give him any stock in the company.
Yeah. He was a placeholder.
So that's how they keep him around. Yeah. He's like their slave.
Yeah. Oh, indentured servitude. It's terrible. That's not cool.
Well, we do flash back to Massachusetts, and Captain America goes back in the woods after he falls into some trees to make sure he doesn't die.
Smart.
It's unfortunate.
Go,
now, without the super soldier serum running through his body, he's just an ordinary human.
Who's really, really buff.
Who fell out of the sky into some trees and managed to just land and be fine.
Yeah. Typical, normal, average stuff. Captain America is hella buff.
Okay, so, anyway, he finds Dr. Druid, who's just Dr. Druid, who's laying down in the earth, communing with it like a good druid.
I'm getting my power back. He's got crystals all around him.
Yeah.
He's bringing in the powers and the potions. Yeah.
And then he's like, I heard an explosion. Yeah, my sky cycle blew up. Some more exposition here. Meanwhile, back at the Hall of Justice.
Really?
In Starksboro. Oh. Yeah. Master, are you in here? And it's the woman who is working on the guys looking for the unnamed master who has one of those moon crystal, moon gem things. Gems. Yeah. And he's talking about its arcane potential and all this stuff. Okay, sweet. Whoa. That's exciting. We flipped the page, and they finished their discussion without really telling us anything.
Nothing at all.
And then Wolverine shows up.
And he's flipping a table. And he's flipping a werewolf.
So, Wolverine is about as subtle as my dog hunting in the open. Yeah, he just walks right out. Like, what? So, Wolverine, I don't know if he's ever been a great strategist, but he generally doesn't just, like, walk out into the open and have people start beating him up either, unless he's got, like, a team around him or it's, like, a plan.
Yeah, he's just, like, he goes out there and he's just, like, wreck shop.
And, of course, he's wearing the yellow and blue because we're in that era of the X-Men.
Right.
It's really sad when Jim Lee's drawing you in another book and you're being drawn by Rick Levins here.
I would say as a kid I didn't understand how. I mean, like I got that there was different artists, but I was like it always like would irk me because I didn't understand how he would look so different and like why does he look different in this book?
Well, and Jim Lee's about to leave anyway, but
he's got his own thing going on
and go to some image company thing. But anyway, well, I don't know. We get to the next page, and Wolverine's just grousing about how he has to beat everybody up.
Too many of them. We're gonna find more.
And shitty Lobo comes and shoots him full of tranks. But it looks like he's firing a gun at him. But if he is firing a gun at him, then he doesn't really hurt Wolverine, but it does. Somehow it takes him out, and he doesn't have any scars or scrapes on him, so I guess it could have been a gun, and they just didn't want to show the gun art and stuff.
Yeah. Didn't want to show the gore effect.
We find out that Moonbeam tells him to take him to Doc Nightshade, so I don't know who Doc Nightshade is. Do you?
I think it might be the doctor that we saw working on the werewolf.
Okay. So is it the lady, or was it the masked guy that's like hidden?
I think it's the lady.
Gruenwald's real thing is to just have these villains sort of shadowed and hidden in the background, right? So we don't know who they are. Yeah. It's just to keep the mystery going. Like we're just dying to find out who
is this.
Has these great cast of characters around them.
It's Magneto.
I mean, when you have a character that's worse than Grimbor the Chainsman in your book.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
it is Grimbor the Chainsman.
Yeah. Well, I don't think it may. That would be interesting if it wasn't Shitty Lobo became Grimbor the Chainsman. That would be a turn of events.
Takes off everything. Grimbor.
That would be. I mean, I'd stick around for that. Actually, yeah.
Surprise, everybody! It's me.
Well, Captain America and Druid Deathmeister walk through the woods. And Captain America asked Dr. Druid if he wants to take a rest before sunup. And of course, as a druid, he should say, definitely I want to take a short rest and restore my spell slots. But he says no. He's been invigorated by the walk across a across the bridges of Madison County. So they're just kind of like rolling through.
Right.
And then they get to the center of town there, and all these werewolves surround them, and we get told it's going to conclude in 2 weeks.
No.
And then it keeps going.
Oh gosh. Diamondback.
And we get our second story. Diamondback taken to the task.
Taken to the task.
At the Taskmaster's Academy of Criminal Arts and Sciences somewhere in Pennsylvania. So, like, first off, Mark Gruenwald did the story. Larry Alexander is on pencils. Ariane?
Yeah.
Ariane. Okay. Is on inks and colors. They're like Bono.
Yeah.
Steve Dutro is on letters, and Ralph Macchio is the editor. Now, I did have some questions for you as we look at this continually flat art, even though it's done by another penciler. Right. My first question sort of was this. Like, what do you think that Taskmaster's Academy of Criminal Arts and Sciences... do you think that they take federal financial aid? So can you get
funding,
financial aid to go there?
Yes, it's a. Okay. I think they're running some sort of. They've got it put through so it pops up as a kind of like a community college type thing, like a shell. And you could go there, and it looks like you're taking some sort of legit classes in college work. It looks like you're going to get away with an AA or something like that, you know. And but Taskmaster is going to get all the money and everything, and then you're going to walk away.
Oh, so it's like University of Phoenix or something. Yeah.
It's one of those accredited institutions, right? So
accredited who that brings another question then. Who accredits the Taskmaster's Academy of Criminal Arts and Sciences?
We don't ask who does. We just know that it's accredited, okay? Just like the art colleges that are accredited, and you spend all the money to take classes to get your degree from the accredited school. You know, I have a lot of friends that went to the Art Institute that it was accredited. I don't know. I mean, we've all heard these stories.
We don't know. Okay, well,
we've all heard these stories about these fine college institutions.
Well, he starts out with a little spoken brochure about his college. Yeah. He notes that he only accepts street punks, neighborhood tough guys, and gangsta.
Oh,
gangsta.
Wannabes.
Okay. I've always in the Taskmaster's history, gangsta is definitely one of the words I thought like fits the character.
Yeah, I always thought when I think Taskmaster and who the Taskmaster is, what kind of character the Taskmaster has been portrayed as, definitely the vernacular that the Taskmaster bust out.
It's very
well. I mean, you know, Taskmaster, for those don't know, he's like a trained assassin. He's probably like a just at that point of like could be the best bad guy, but not quite the best bad guy. Because always getting his
he was introduced
ass handed to him.
He was introduced in Avengers 195 in 1980 by our good friend David Michelini.
Yes.
Back from Karate Kid and, of course, Demon in a Bottle, Iron Man. He was originally drawn by George Perez. If George Perez looked at the art here, he would be weeping from heaven.
Because he's like, why is this character look so poorly done? Well, I mean, he's when you look at him on paper, right? Not this, but character wise, I mean, he has all the makings of being, he's got the subterfuge, he's got the makings of being one of these types of people who has an operator's background, knows the in and outs of all the different agencies and other things like that, and has the different types of skill sets that one would need to work within the different the alphabet soups. But yeah, he's taken all those skills and things, and see, that's really good. That's
I took this costume. I took this costume, which looks kind of janky to me, but then I just pulled up the Avengers 195 version of the costume, drawn by George Perez.
That's fantastic. Look at the depth and the detail, and then you look at this flat drawing. It looks like like something you'd get at a Halloween store for a wall.
This is like the what is the Halloween store called?
The spirit version.
This is like the spirit version of the Taskmaster.
Hey kids, we have the Master of the Task costume.
We've got Master Task.
We got Master Task. If you're looking for a costume for your favorite super baddie, he only accepts gangsta wannabes in his school.
I also feel like the original Taskmaster drawing was like a tryout, and then George Perez was like, yeah, I don't like all the white in there, so with Deathstroke, I'll just go more with the blue and the orange later.
Yeah. Definitely.
Yeah. Well, anyway, now generally a good editor, if we had a good one, but we don't, because we've established that from the last story, would note somewhere on this page that this is a flashback. Because I have no idea who these people are. But as the story progresses, I'm going to find out that this is not right now.
Oh, this is a flashback, huh? Cool.
All right. But there's nothing here at all to indicate that this is 5 years ago.
Way to go, Ralph.
At all. And nothing. So, and they're dressed they're dressed pretty like standard clothing for the time. So it's not like the dressed appearance of the characters like put them back in time.
Yeah.
Well, we flip the page and we have a woman, and she's thinking. A woman with larger breasts than all the other women. Mm-hmm. Is thinking, boy, am I glad I heard about this place. Now that mom and my brothers are all gone, I've got to learn to take care of myself. And nowhere else is there opportunity for hitting it rich for someone of my limited skills than as a career criminal.
Oh, yeah.
So we're going to find out who this character is in a few minutes. But I just want to tell you, everything I've said about this character and our entire interactions with them has come true. They've said it themselves. And also, let's applaud Mark Gruenwald for really hitting a home run with the dialogue right here.
Fair enough. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, look at that. Like, just letting the whole world know that those of limited skills definitely should always turn to a life of crime. Mm-hmm. And limited skills, skills. All criminals just have limited skills. Yeah. It's always, And the woman is standing there with all these others, and she asks another character, like, wonder if our uniforms are going to be as Halloween-y as the instructors. That's an insult to my birthday. They need to take it back.
Take it back.
So, anyway, we get introduced to Blanche, the calisthenics instructor, and she puts everybody through the ringer.
Well, yeah.
Our main character has changed from wearing a pink outfit to a white outfit. Or wait, is that the?
Yeah.
I'm so confused.
I think so.
Yeah. Okay, well the coloring is way fucked up, and the outfit has changed too.
Yeah.
Like, anyway. The point of all this is then walks in a purple belt to train them. Uh-huh. And we find out that's Mr. Brock.
Eddie Brock.
Is it?
I don't know.
I don't think so.
Just Mr. Brown.
The punk who killed my brother. Oh, okay. So she leaves, and she gets beat up by her other person, and then she leaves, and then goes and like cuts her hair and stuff, and then we transition to find out that this is a flashback. Maybe. We actually don't know. We think it's the same. Oh, no, she tells us because she's dreaming about it, yeah? Okay. So we finally get, I was just dreaming, reliving my first day at the academy. We find out it's Diamondback. And that Crossbones is back to give her some food and is like, basically, you've got to show me something, some training if you want to get more. So, next we get the final exam. What the fuck is this?
You know,
I mean, you read it the first time it came out and you're reading it again now. Explain. Was this appealing to people? Like, I'm not a big fan of women in captivity and like this at all. It doesn't seem to be going anywhere. Is Crossbones now going to like force her to train and become a super assassin?
It's what it seems like. That's what he's trying to do. He's trying to get her to train with him in this lockdown place.
And how did this moron end up at this school of supervillains to begin with? Right, like. Again, did she get a scholarship, a good financial aid package? Was there an outreach to get her there?
I think there was.
If she's so dumb and has no skills, how did she even find this place to begin with? Was she running around with some dynamic underworld that hooked her into this? Like if her mom died, her brother was killed. Did she then just run around with some folks that referred her to the school for supervillains?
It was a little tear off a thing.
What the fuck is happening? I don't understand.
She was out and about. She saw a flyer attached to a light pole. It had a take one of these, and she called a number on a payphone. That's payphone back in the day. She put her money in, called the number, said meet at this place. She went there. And got another number to call another place, and then called that place, and then got an address, and then went to another place, and then showed up at the school, and then started the training. And I think she's putting two and two together that the guy with the purple belt was the guy that killed her brother, as we find out. But then I think she thinks maybe Crossbones might be that guy.
Well. We have a letter page here.
Oh, letter page. I love those letter pages.
And I'm going to read one by one Michael J. Barr, not to be confused with Michael W. Barr. Michael J. Barr from 55717 Hummingbird Lane, Naperville, Illinois, 60540, if you want to write Mr. Barr.
Mr. Barr.
I'm sure he'll still be hanging around at that address.
Maybe.
So, he says issue 396 was the first issue since 386 that caught my interest. I usually enjoy reading Mark's work, but in the past 10 issues it waned. But like I said, 396 was pretty cool. A new Jack-o'-lantern, all right. I wish we could have that here. I always liked the character, then Jack became Hobgoblin and there was no Jack. I'm glad to see a new one. Blackwing? How much dust did you wipe off this guy? I can't remember the last time I saw him, and I'm glad to see a totally underused character make an appearance, assuming this is the same old Blackwing. Then the Skull's mansion was Silvermane's house. I don't even know what's happening right now, since Blackwing is Silvermane's son. How this all fits in is beyond me, except for the fact that Red Skull and Silvermane were active in Hydra a long time ago. I still can't get over seeing this guy. Since I've always liked Taskmaster, it's great seeing him again. His training of Cutthroat is interesting. I think over time, Cutthroat will turn out to be a formidable villain. I know Cutthroat has gone down in history as being amazing. But here's the important part of the letter I wanted to share. Rachel Layton, you remember her? We just saw it. We're reading about her. Has turned so boring. It's pathetic. She used to be fun and outgoing. Right now, you can't even tell she used to be a costume hero villain. Her relationship with Cap is stagnant. How about a return to the old Rachel? He wants a return to Diamondback.
Okay.
I don't know how. Maybe that's what they're doing. Finally, there's Cap. A couple of issues ago, I questioned myself why I read Captain America. I'd grown tired of him. Then when I read Infinity Gauntlet, I regained a new respect for Cap, and I think I'll never lose. When Thanos was ready to strike Cap, Cap showed no fear. Thanos, who had the power of a god, did not make Cap submit to fear. So remember, the important thing about this letter to remember is there was nothing in this book that made him want to read Captain America again. He actually picked it up because he read about Captain America in another book. So, yeah, I mean, that's where we're picking up. And you listeners wanted us to read this. Another thing I'll highlight in the letter columns is that we had some backup stories with Bad Girls Inc., which was the new superhero group for Diamondback, which we mentioned in the last time we talked about Captain America. Because, you know, why can't we call him Werewolf Hunter if we're going to call a superhero group with ex supervillains in it that are girls, Bad Girls Inc.? I mean, that seems pretty on the nose, too. I hate this so fucking much.
What, the whole book?
Yes,
I find it
all
hilarious.
Of this. I hate all of this. All of it. It is. I fall asleep reading these issues. I had to read issue 2 twice. No, 3 times. Because I kept falling asleep. I'm now tried to read issue 3 twice.
Oh, boy.
It says, next issue, at war with werewolves, plus the Star-Spangled Avenger against the Feral Mutant.
Nice!
Guess who wins?
Wrong.
And then we get an advertisement for the fucking Punisher at the bottom of the page. So to cap this off.
To cap it
no
off.
pun intended.
Yeah.
No pun intended.
Yeah.
We get an advertisement for a character I hate almost more than any other character, which is about right for the era and time frame. Additionally, they call the letter page American Graffiti.
Yeah.
I hope they sued the hell out of them for this.
Ron Howard is like...
I hope Ron Howard sued the hell out of them for sullying the name of a great piece of American cinema.
Whoa,
awesome.
What was that? Was that a car?
Yes.
That was perfect timing for American Graffiti.
Yeah, for American
and then you hear
Graffiti.
Like a car just rip it in the background.
My neighbors are on point. They have to show how much padding they need by revving their engine.
Oh boy, they are moon hunters.
Yes, they are padded just like Moon Hunter.
Moonduggy.
Moonbeam sunshine. Yeah. Well, anyway, I think probably we should wrap up this fine edition of the podcast where we covered Captain America, 403, I believe we're on here. Yeah. It was a fantastic issue. We highly recommend you read along with us on this. And as I wrap it up too, we've complained about Mark Gruenwald plots going on. I think the dialogue is lessened than Streets of Poison, but still. These books move at a glacial pace. We've gone from the start of the story where we had Captain America maybe show up in the woods to Captain America is still just hanging out in the woods with Dr. Druid. We've met 2 characters who haven't really done anything. Wolverine has been skulking around in the background. And now maybe next issue we'll get to fight some werewolves.
I love that it's so slow. It's, the best part about it is that it just gets there slowly and safely and delivers you like a letter from the USPS. You know that it's coming and it'll get there when it gets there, delightfully when it gets there. And I can't ask for anything more. It makes me happy. It pleases my heart, tickles my toes, and
it's brutal.
What you don't like, I do, Dan, and I hope the listeners can enjoy it and read along with us.
Nobody believes you right now. I mean, you are wearing a Mariners shirt, I believe. I can't really tell because your internet's so terrible I can't see the video. But it's... Yeah, and you're wearing... Like, I feel like you could have said that about the ear of the Mariners that you're wearing, too. Move at a glacial pace. Never seem to go anywhere. You loved it because of they're slow and safe and they never win.
Oh, wow.
They weren't safe very often, though.
No.
But yeah, Greg, I guess everybody has to like their own thing. I mean...
I like aspects of the story, not the whole thing. It was exciting. It had Wolverine in it for a hot minute.
Like, what aspects of the story do you like? The fine writing? The intense plot? The great action sequences?
It had Wolverine in it for a minute.
So you were one of those who just wanted Wolverine to show up and everything.
No. It had a sky cycle chase scene and there was a werewolves.
Well, we still don't know what's happening with the werewolf town. We don't know who the villain is.
Werewolf City. Take me to Werewolf City, where the grass is green and the werewolves are pretty.
I mean, you went there. I was going to David Bowie, like Suffragette City. Like, I was thinking we could have Werewolf City. But that's fine. Whatever. It's all good. Well, it's not good, it's all good. It's not good because we're right here.
Yeah.
We're right here. Of course, Greg is the author of Starlight, co-author of Starlight, which you may not be able to get on Kickstarter anymore.
What do you mean?
But if you still can, then you should back it.
Because we might be. It might. Well,
wibbly wobbly, timey-wimey.
Yeah, I mean, you could get it on.
But if you can't get it anymore on Kickstarter,
you can always.
Then after issue 7 releases, you can always just go to Amazon.com and buy it.
Go there.
So
because that's where you can get it.
Yeah, and then we're gonna be at SummerCon. At the state fair, Washington State Fairgrounds.
Washington State Fairgrounds.
It used to be the Western Washington State Fairgrounds, but then they evolved.
Evolution.
And in Puyallup, Washington, on Saturday.
Yes.
June
Friday.
21st.
Friday.
Or no, Friday. Sorry, Friday. June 20th. I'm sorry. Somebody was trying to talk us into coming on Saturday.
Yeah, well, we're going on Friday. That's the tickets.
Yeah, we're going on Friday,
time off has
June 21st.
Tickets are bought.
And T-shirts have been ordered.
Hats are being worn.
Yeah, Greg will be wearing a T-shirt that says, "I clicked the button."
Yeah.
Yeah.
I clicked the button.
So you'll be able to find Greg. If you can find me, I might talk to you. If you find us, Greg will definitely talk to you. So
maybe. I don't know. I might leave it up to Dan. But
that's a terrible idea.
No, I will talk. I will talk, and I will give you a sticker, and for a small nominal fee, we take a photo together. I'm just joking.
I mean, if you want to pay for the photo, we will. If you want to pay for the photo, we welcome that. I mean, we accept all donations.
I did go somewhere and had I took a photo with someone, and then there was another guy that was taking the photo, and then he offered to take a photo with me, and then I was like, well, that'd be cool, and he's like, but there would be a nominal fee, and I was like, oh. And he wasn't joking, and I realized he wasn't joking because it would cost money to have a photo with him. But it was cool that he took a photo with me and my friend.
Wow.
But yeah, well, I mean,
have you ever charged for your photo?
No, I have not. But he definitely does charge for his photos, and it was just funny that he actually took a picture for us. So I just thought it was funny. I was like.
Well, come find us. We're going to go try to find Jim Shooter.
Yeah, we're going to get him.
Dan Jurgens.
Dan Jurgens. Jim Shooter.
We'll probably spend more time with Dan Jurgens if we can, than Jim Shooter.
Well, I mean, I still got to see if I can find that book. Time is short.
Which one?
The one. I want the one that he wrote. That's not Grimbor, but Grimbor.
Oh, that book. Yes. You need his novel. Well, I was going to say I'm going to be pulling up my Grimbor books to have him signed, of course. So, yeah. I mean,
I just find it humorous. Please sign this novel.
I mean, who doesn't want to look at a cover with Grimbor's attractive, bearish body and
please sign
beautiful
this.
chains.
Sign this thing for me. That it's like not a comic book. It's a thing at this comic book convention.
But yeah, I mean, why not?
Yeah.
You know, like we're there. So yeah, and then you can find us there. We'll have a good time.
Good times. Fun.
We might even hang out somewhere after. Well, we will. We just haven't disclosed that or decided. So, but we will hang out somewhere afterwards too. And you're always welcome to tag along and disrupt my dinner or enjoy Greg's company. It's your choice.
Yes, disrupt and enjoy. Enjoy while you disrupt. I like that.
Okay, so there's that. And then, do you have, I guess, should you talk about the Meeker Street place?
I don't know enough details offhand to explain what's going on because I'm bad at that. But I'm sure if you go to the Facebook page for the Meeker Street, it's not even called that anymore. It is.
Oh, I was just going to have you advertise your own store on Meeker Street. I don't really care about the Meeker Street Fair or anything else that's happening.
So I know I don't even know what we're not, I don't think, doing anything that day. So like I don't know what our involvement is. I know that that the Sea-Lug Lego folks on that, and I don't even know the date, so I can't even tell you anything. I'm the worst.
Yeah.
Go to what you can do is you can go to the Retro Emporium Facebook page and just take a look and see what's posted there about all the upcoming activities and events. There you will find all the information because I don't have it offhand, but you will find all the information there.
And of course, if you want to be trained better than the Taskmaster can train you, you always could go to Certified Martial Arts in Tacoma, Washington on 27th and Bridgeport Way and train with jiu-jitsu lawyer Paul Boudreau.
Yeah! Get trained by the best. He'll put you to the test. And then,
in fact, Greg should come down and do some training.
Oh, Lord, no! I'll get hurt!
You don't want to. You don't want to be trained by the best.
My grandma will be so sad. I'll come home and I won't be able to do any things.
So what you're saying is it's good enough for everyone else, but you personally, you don't want to be trained.
No, I
feel like it would keep you from getting hurt. I think that's the whole point.
Grandma says, I'm a grandma's boy, and Grandma says, no roughhousing.
Really? I don't think Grandma would say that at all. I think if Grandma saw you like choking out people at tournaments and stuff, she would be very proud of you. In fact, she'd probably say something like, "Oh, I see that you're a real athlete now," just like when she told you you had a real job
oh my gosh.
and a real book.
Oh, wow. That's painful.
What did I hit it? Are we hitting it too hard? Wow.
Yeah, it's painful.
Jeez.
I know.
Well, okay. So when I become Japanese grandma, it's not as fun. I say that's what you're saying.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'll stop being Japanese grandma then.
I mean, for those listening, like when my first book came out, it was that's nice that it came out, and then when it was carried by Kinokuniya, a Japanese bookstore, had it as a selected book in their collection. That actually, like it when Junior Braves was at Barnes & Noble, that's okay. That's nice. But when it came out in Kinokuniya, that was amazing. That was an accomplishment. That was a feat among feats because it was in a Japanese bookstore. So that meant I actually had made it.
I see. Yeah, see. So, well, you have to know what Baba wants, right? Like, and I bet she made you a wonderful dinner too after that.
Yes, she did. As always. Yes.
See, I mean,
I was a real
honestly, if you can just get to sample Baba's cooking, then that's
Yeah, no, like anytime that she makes something to eat, I eat it, even if I shouldn't eat it anymore, I eat it because I know that she makes it with love. And yeah, she's trying to kill me sometimes, but trying to kill me with love? Who knows? I don't know. It's always good. It's always good.
Well, I think the important thing to remember is that we're here every week for your listening pleasure, and you should come back and you should read some of these Cat Wolf books. You, of course, should go to Project-Nerd and check them out, or at least follow them on some of the socials. And you can, of course, follow us on socials, too. We're there. You can even listen to us on YouTube. Like, it's fantastic. You get a really cool YouTube thing that's just the audio. So it's because it's a podcast. So there you go. And do you have any final things to say to anyone?
Final things to say to people. You know, all I can say is, remember, the books that we cover, we can only do with your choices and selections. So please, select and choose more fun stuff that doesn't drive Dan crazy.
We can only do this. We can only do this because of listeners like you.
Like you.
Like you.
Like you.
And you.
And you.
And you.
And you over there.
All right, I'm leaving. Goodbye.
Oh, what? No! Oh, gosh. Oh, no. He's leaving me, folks. Oh, no. My mouse, I think my mouse, the batteries, like, I got to take the batteries out and do the battery trick where you... and then I can hit the button. Oh, that's not the right button.